What's going on, Bulls Nation? My name's Jordan, and this is just another year, Chicago Bulls. Today, we're going to be talking about Bruce Thornton, a potential 56 overall pick for the Chicago Bulls. We're going to break down his stats, his strengths, his weaknesses, drop a comparison, and give you guys my thoughts on Thornton as a player and his fit with the Bulls. But before we get into that, if you guys are excited for the future of this Bulls team and the upcoming season, hit that like button. Now, a little bit about Bruce Thornton. He's a 22-year-old senior. He's a 6'2 guard with a 6'5 wingspan. He's about 205 weight-wise. And Bruce Thornton's stats for the 25-26 season there at Ohio State. He played 36.6 minutes per game, was shooting 55.4% from the field, averaged 19.9 points per game, dropping almost 4 assists with 3.9 and 5.1 rebounds. Averaged 0.2 blocks and 1.1 steal per game. Now, at that size, getting that those rebounds that he was, the number of rebounds is a pretty impressive thing in itself. But to get into more of his known strengths, he's an elite scorer and has some extremely good efficiency. Combining volume production with high-level shooting percentages, he was about 55, a little bit better than 55% from the field and around 40% from the three. He can shoot from he takes shots everywhere on the floor. He doesn't just settle for one shot. He's highly efficient everywhere that he is on the offensive side of the ball. Now, he's an elite pick and roll floater. He likes to run the pick and rolls. He's very good at knocking down the floater when coming off of a pick and roll. He likes to utilize his big 215-pound frame to absorb contact, snake through screens, score with a polished one-hand floater. Saw that a lot at Ohio State with him. He's got exceptional ball security. He possesses an elite assist to turnover ratio. He a lot of games he turned it over less than once or twice per game, despite having a high offensive usage. He's got a very versatile shot chart, which I mentioned just a minute ago. He's extremely dangerous from multiple levels. He can hit the mid-range pull-ups, catch and shoot threes, scoring off the bounce, driving to the lane. So he's a 3-level scorer. And then another strength is he's a strong point of attack defender. He's able to use his low center of gravity and immerse upper body strength to physically lock up and pester opposing guards on the defensive end. So Buddy is definitely a nuisance when it comes to guarding the other point guard. Now, into the weaknesses of him. He's definitely a suboptimal size and has suboptimal length for an NBA player, essentially, not necessarily just the point guard position. But we've also seen guys that aren't the optimal size, length, the physical attributes to be able to be in the position that they're in, and yet here some of them are having very good careers. So it's it's a two-sided sword. Um, he does lack elite burst and verticality. He's not really an explosive vertical athlete. He recorded very few dunks, but and this lack of top tier baseline speed and explosiveness can occasionally make him more one dimensional when trying to get downhill against longer rim protectors. That perimeter centric offense is not for him. That is a misprint on the slide by me. Because he is on the as I said on the strength, he's a very 3-level scorer. He doesn't lack on the offensive side in a scoring way. He's got a little bit less untapped physical upside. He was highly physically developed since college, and there's people that think he has less untapped physical upside compared to some of the younger, longer prospects. With him being the height that he is and pretty filled out for that height, we're probably not going to want him to get very, very much skinnier, and he's not going to grow anymore at this point. So the build that he is kind of the build that you're going to get for the most part being in the NBA. And then just his lateral quickness. He's got a below average agility time at the combine. So he may occasionally be targeted defensively by faster, quicker guards at the next level. But besides you can get opportunities and buckets without being a fast player. Now, my comparison for him is a Jalen Brunson or Tyus Trey Jones, as we know Trey Jones very well at the Bulls. But he has a similar sort of floor general play style. He can make shots at all 3 levels. He's got the smaller frame, the smaller kind of stockier frame close to Brunson body style. And then the comparison to Trey Jones, that floor general plays really well on both sides of the ball, smaller build, high IQ. He's going to make the right passes. All around, I think he's a very similar player to Trey Jones. So depending on what they decide to do with Trey Jones could result in a Bruce Thornton, whether it be draft or two-way contract after the draft or something along those lines. Trey Jones would probably be one of the best guys in the league to mentor Thornton as his next upcoming. And with that being said, my thoughts on Bruce Thornton, I think I wouldn't be upset if this is the route that they decided to go. I mean, he's been a good player, 3-level scorer, defensive pest. I think if this was the way that they went for the 56th pick, I would be okay with it. But I also think that there's other options and other players that could very much be a better pick at that 56, because with the 56th pick, you are looking for someone who's pretty raw and has good potential, both physically to develop and skill-wise to develop. I think there are a lot of options. I don't hate this option again, but if this is the way that they decided to go, I would be I would be happy with it. I think he's a great player. So, but those are my thoughts on Bruce Thornton. Let me know what you guys think. Is Thornton someone that you would want to see on the Bulls to potentially take over that Trey Jones spot if he was to get moved or not re-signed after the season? Let me know. While you're down there leaving that comment, if you don't care to hit that subscribe button, completely free, shows us your support, that you're enjoying the content. And then while you're down there, go ahead and hit that notification bell as well if you haven't already. It lets you know when we upload, when we put out some Bulls news and some prospect updates. And we're going to be doing some draft content for the Bulls that you're not going to want to miss. So that being said, thanks for tuning in today. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, night, whenever you're watching. Peace.